Okay, I came a little late. Because they started from 6. There's a little doggy right there. Hey, cutie. What are you doing? You're here for breakfast too? Maybe he's a possession of one of those homeless people here. Have a blessed day.
Take pictures of me, dude.
Oh.
It'll break.
Aren't you hot? You have a really nice leather jacket, but it looks hot.
I'll be hot when I get out in the sun, but I don't have any room in here for it. What's my name? Pudding Tame. Ask me again, I'll tell you the same. No,
I'm Esther, by the way. Sorry.
They used to say that when I was a kid. Oh, my name's Randy. They already have video
Randy?
here for me. Yeah, they have
Okay,
video
Randy.
here.
So you took a shower here.
Yes.
How do you feel when you have one?
Clean.
You feel clean and you look happy.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Really?
I'm always happy.
Yeah.
Unless somebody stomps on my foot, I might be mad for about 20 minutes, but I'll be happy again eventually.
Right.
Yeah.
So where are you staying?
Somewhere else.
Somewhere else?
Somewhere out on the street. Yeah.
Can you tell me about your story a little bit? This is for helping other people, like to break the stereotype about homeless. So you guys can be connected to the society.
I don't know that anything about me would break the stereotype.
You seem like you're pretty content to be a homeless life, huh?
Well,
how long you been homeless?
10 years in January.
10 years. That's a pretty long time.
Yeah.
Here in California?
Yes. I'm from Orange County.
Oh yeah? What made you to be one?
Some real bad.
Can you come to the shade?
Some really bad personal circumstance that I'm not going to go into detail about right now.
Well, I know that many situations, bad situations, can lead some people to be homeless.
Yes.
So, can you give me a little hint, like what was your case?
The worst thing that happened to me and all that final straw was a divorce, and I lost everything.
Oh, okay, yeah, I heard about that.
My ex-wife took my children to a state she'd never been to. They live in Colorado.
Do you see them?
On Facebook.
Oh, what about, can you contact them? Do they talk to you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we write back and forth, and they have my phone number if they want to call me.
Yeah? So,
and I know somebody who, when I'm ready to go, I can tell them I want a bus ticket out to Colorado. Will pay for everything for me to go out there.
That's so far, right?
Yeah, I would think it's probably about 1,000 miles.
So how long you been?
How long has it been since I seen them?
Yeah.
2005. But I've only been homeless since 2008.
They must be grown up now, right?
My son is starting his sophomore year in high school. My 2 daughters are grown. One graduated college and one got married and made me a grandfather.
Yeah. If you can come to the shade area, so I can make you look better. You know?
Oh, nothing can make me look better except for maybe a shave.
I mean, you look clean now.
Maybe I can put a little makeup on, a little
because
eyeliner.
the sun, too much sun doesn't make people look good, so that's why.
No, it makes me glare. I'm pale.
Yeah, please come over here. We don't want that, especially when you just groomed. Come over here.
I'm not as pale as I usually am because
somehow
this summer I've gotten more sun.
We have a better background here.
Okay. Yes.
Not the best, but that's better. I can see you better.
How's that?
Yeah. So tell me about it more. Like you said, you became homeless because of your bad divorce, and how did it affect because of you lost the house and everything?
I pretty much gave up. Yeah. I pretty much gave up for a little while, and this is an easy life at this time in my life. It's actually easy for me, but I know a lot of people have difficulty with it. Yeah. I was never that materialistic of a person growing up, and I don't really need a whole lot for me to survive or be happy or whatever.
But this word, makes people say, hey, you have to have a lot of things, right? Makes us too busy, huh?
See, there's only 2 things I really use money for. That is transportation, bus passes, and coffee at McDonald's. Anything else I got, jacket, guitar
Oh, you're a
case.
musician?
Oh yeah.
What is it, guitar?
Yes. Shoes, everything else I've gotten free. I've gotten from churches. I don't take anything from the government. I don't get EBT or GR or none of that. I won't take anything.
You're independent somewhat.
Well, I don't take anything from the state. I only receive from God because churches have been commanded to take care of the poor, or the church, Christians in general, not the government.
Yes, church does a lot of things, but
right. Churches do a lot of things for people.
Society really blame on them and really criticizing over them. The churches.
People resent giving their tax dollars away to people that are poor, and I don't know. I don't need their money. The church doesn't mind. See, like coming here. I'm always welcome here. I got something to eat. I can shower. I can visit with folks, charge my phone, whatever, and then go about my way. And I haven't taken from the general public. I haven't taken from the state, which I'm not, a big fan of governments in general anyway, because we know who the God of this world is, right?
Yeah, right.
So what America is just the best the devil has to offer, because he is the God of this world. Now, it was found on Christian principles by the founders, but they decided a Roman-style government would be the best way to go.
Yeah.
And a Greek-style justice system. And we all know what the Greeks and the Romans were in the past.
Yeah.
And we know that they failed. So why we do what they did, I do not know. The older I get and the more I've learned about the world, it's like what Solomon said. Everything that's been done is going to be done, and everything that's going to be done has been done. You know what I mean? It's already. We're just repeating over and over again. Only now we have better technology. We got satellites. We got television.
On it too much, right?
Yeah, you can actually video me, so people can hear me rant and rave.
This technology helps people, but it also harm people too.
Yes.
America, used to be a well-known country that is a Christian country to serve God, but now America is more on money, and then when you serve something, that's your God, and you become, servant of it, and the people become a slave of money.
Well, the way I look at it is whether you are 2017 BC or 2017 AD, people at heart are the same. Our circumstance is different because civilization has learned things over the years to try to improve life. We have better buildings and automobiles and all that stuff, but at heart,
cameras everywhere watching us.
Yes, at heart, we're the same kind of people that lived before. So we're going to make the same mistakes and follow the same paths and think that we're going to do better the next time. And I'm just too old to fuss with all that anymore. After being divorced or anything, right now I'm relaxed. I'm taking it easy in life.
Are you working right now?
No, but I've had jobs. I've worked at the fair before. First year and a half I was homeless, I had a part-time.
So how can you be independent like that when you don't depend on the government,
Because I depend on churches.
Oh, okay.
So I'm saying churches supply me with stuff.
Yeah, that's one of the functions of church, supposed to be in here.
Exactly, and not the government. God wants the church to look after. He tells them to remember the poor and the widows.
Are you Christian?
Yes.
So how long have you been Christian?
I was raised in the Assembly of God Church. But from the age of
your life? Okay.
But from the age of 18 to 29, you couldn't have got me in a church unless somebody was married or buried.
You know what's the reason?
Yeah.
Why people cannot come to church until they have problems?
I only know my reason. I knew that there was something wrong in the doctrines I was being taught from what
Too busy in the Word to have fun. In general.
That's what I was doing because I was a young musician, a worldly musician, seeking that.
What kind of music were you playing?
Rock and roll.
Okay.
And blues and occasionally jazz. because I'm actually a drummer. But
you know, like a lot of rockers, okay, rock musicians, their life is really turning to mess, you know,
Yeah.
drugs and alcohols and parties and
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
But when I was 29, I came across the concept at a lecture. I came across the concept of biblical archaeology, and it stirred something up in me that brought me back to the church eventually. I don't like the sectarian nonsense, all these different denominations and all that stuff.
By the way, Randy, you, even though you were involved in the music like that, music industry like that, rock and roll,
Yeah.
you were still going to church at the time?
No, I wasn't. Between the age of 18 and 29, I wasn't.
It was after what?
But I
After
still...
divorce?
No.
When did you
no.
go back to him?
The lecture on biblical archaeology. It gave me a new perspective and a new interest that I had never considered all the things out there that our Bible proves.
See, you know, like you said earlier, you know, usually people don't go to him, don't go to church until they have something happen in their lives.
Well, I always believed. I was just betting that I had more time, that I could get away with a few things.
I don't think
get away with a few years
like
of running amok and eventually come back, and I did. I got married, had 3 kids.
Some
did
people
all
think,
that.
oh yeah, you trust God, you depend on God, you go to church because you're weak. No, I think it's opposite because you know that's time.
Well, I didn't leave church
We
out of
actually, you know,
well, yeah, I guess I did, out of weakness for the flesh, because
we
you know,
look ourselves, you know, what real ways, like we can see ourselves. We need God, and then
Yes.
you know we have questions arise, and so we want answers, and only God can answer, you know. So
well, I prefer.
it's like a wake up call, right?
Yes, but as a musician, I preferred the music that the world had to offer, and
Which means
where it could lead. Well, worship isn't as exciting as a lot of rock and roll, and the better musicians play jazz. There's not too much Christian jazz. You know what I mean? Everything's going to be musical centered in some way, except for my understanding of my place in the world. That's how the biblical archaeology brought me back to church.
Randy,
I wanted to have a better
you still play
understanding.
rock and roll music? You're on?
More folk music. As a guitar player, I'm more of a folk player, but I play at church.
Well,
Me and my
church
girlfriend.
music?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like a new praise songs or
Yes,
the hymnals?
absolutely. I'm starting to delve into the hymns, but I know quite a few of the modern, like songs like Heart of Worship and Draw Me Close. You know, a lot of songs that you might, yeah, right. A lot of songs that you might hear on Christian radio.
What I wanted to say earlier was that, you know, the bad times in our lives, you know, like it could be tragedy or it could be,
Yes.
you know, trials.
Yeah.
Don't you think
trials.
it can be a blessing from God?
Absolutely,
God just
because-
stops us, you know, to think about ourselves and, you know, to ask for, you know, answers, you know.
Well, you get your blessings through the trials.
Yeah, because when
'Cause there's always
everything's
a
going well, then you don't know when you need to stop, so you just keep going on. You know what I'm saying?
See, there's always a blessing after the trial, but some trials are more devastating than others.
So you had other
But-
trouble you experienced besides the divorce in your life?
Oh yeah, but there's certain things I'm not going to talk about.
You don't talk about that's okay.
Yeah.
Since you've been homeless,
Just not talk about right
yeah,
now.
that's okay. 10 years, you
Because
said.
right now I'm going through like a personal thing that's.
Well, what are the things you're going through
Well, I'm going
in your homeless life?
I'm going through something.
Emotionally?
Yes. I'm having a difficulty with a girl I've been with for almost 7 years, and I'll just leave it at that. It's just having a hard time right now.
Okay.
As far as that goes, but as far as general life goes, from day to day, I'm happy.
Okay.
I always manage to have fun.
You know, if I were you, okay,
Yeah.
I'm in trouble, and then so I lost everything. So I became, if I become a homeless, then I would not be comfortable to be there. I would try to get out of it.
I thought.
So why many people like you don't feel that way, just content and they stay in that position?
Well, the way I looked at it when I first became homeless, okay, was that I'm going to have to survive this, right? And since thousands of years of man have lived with a lot less than I'm living in homelessness in America, and that my ancestors back in the day had to cross the Great Plains and deal with rattlesnakes or whatever, Indian attack, whatever their problem was. I don't have to deal with any of that. That made it easier. And once I got the flow of churches and where to eat and all that kind of, it just made it easy for me. So now I'm just living an easy life.
And try to live an easy life,
and
stress-free.
Well, yeah, as much as I can, and concentrate back on music.
Yeah.
Because that's the one gift I was given. And I haven't had a guitar for 3 years, and I was originally a drummer, and I can't haul drums around being homeless, so I started playing guitar. I can't function really for too long without having music. I'm surprised I went 3 years without doing it.
So you find peace
so
in your
right
music?
right now what I'm doing is I'm focusing on that. Because there's a reason that he put me in the position I'm in, gave me the ability he gave me, and eventually
so you do,
it's his plan. And
so music,
I've learned to live with it.
Music is for yourself to actually find peace and enjoy yourself. Maybe to get away from everything in this world.
It's not just that. It's a good way to test myself, because music has certain qualities.
It helps
for
them,
me,
but it cannot fulfill you.
That really challenge me, because of the different kind of chords and chord voicings and stuff. I'm just totally interested in all the details, but I'm not running out and paying music to have somebody teach me this. I'm going through the trouble.
Sadly, many people in this world who has gifts like you do, but they can't use them, they can't enjoy them because their job situations, making money to survive, actually push them away from these things that God gave us to enjoy ourselves and helping others.
Because since the industrial age, people are more materialistic. People used to work farms or whatever to survive.
That made people to be slaves of money.
Well, I don't know that they're slaves of money, but money does.
How many people are tied up?
Well, I got to admit, if I had $1 million, life would be a lot easier for me.
Right.
But
myself,
I don't know that I would.
Myself,
be happier.
I'm an amateur artist too. I used to draw a lot since when I was little, but I haven't been drawing for many years because sometimes I feel guilty when I do that because I'm not making money with it and I'm just enjoying it.
My wife was allowed to divorce me for irreconcilable differences, and as a Christian, I don't believe that's a valid reason. Well, it's just the way of the world, and
Okay.
I have to deal with that, maintain my faith, and
Yeah.
survive in difficult situations that people that go
we
to
have
work
to keep
every
going on, you know.
Right.
Life itself, it's nothing to do with success. That's
Because-
not our
Yeah, see, for years
main goal.
for
we have
years,
to live it out.
For years, I collected things, the things I wanted,
Yeah.
I bought and kept things for years. When I got divorced, I lost it all,
Yeah.
and knew that from that point on, the more you have to gain, the more you gain, the more you're going to lose. Okay.
You mean the
And right
money
now,
wise, huh?
Right. Well, right now, all
Yeah.
I could lose is the clothes on my back, backpack, and the contents, and a guitar.
That's all you have.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all I need. Well, there's I have laundry in here.
You know,
so
ways we have to go back to simple lifestyle. No, we want to possess so
agree with
many, so that's the way we lose our peace and becomes really greedy.
But- but
and
you
selfish.
see, when it rains, there's a place I go, but it's not like going into a home. So see, if you want the home,
Yeah.
you have to do all the other things, or
You maybe enjoy more on the natures. I know it's difficult
Oh,
to
yes.
sleep outside, dangerous. But in a way that you enjoy nature out there. Maybe
Well-
start at night,
Well,
that. But then
oh.
people who are in houses, they're all locked up in houses like little prisons, and they,
Yes.
you
Well-
know what I'm saying? They can enjoy all these things that God provided, and they are just, sit at the computers and TVs.
Well,
and,
it's funny sometimes when I'm sitting around a park or something, and I run across other people I know, and they say, I forgot what it was like just to sit out here and listen to the birds sing. Well,
Uh-huh.
I've been watching them sing for years. I mean, listening to them sing for years, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like, oh wow, look at that beautiful sunset. Well, I've been watching it for years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Right. So in a way, people are missing out all these opportunities.
right,
They're-
because I know the Lord
they're
wants us to
free.
be.
They're free.
I know the Lord wants us to be productive,
Yeah.
but I really don't think that the modern civilization as it is really what He has in mind.
Don't you think we are being really trained, or
We
forced
are.
to live in a lifestyle like that?
Right.
So we are so isolated, from one another. We don't know how to connect each other.
Right.
Whether to be all by ourselves and to just stick around with these machines
well,
next
no,
to us.
you see,
Even cell phones.
Well, yeah, but see, when I come to a place like this,
Huh?
I make connection with a whole lot of people. I've made a whole lot of
Yeah,
friends
I
here.
saw you're very socialized.
And I've known Mikey over there for
By the way, I know you have to go, so
a long time.
let me make it short.
yes.
Okay, so let's go.
I
Let's go
probably
back
look
to.
terrible. My hair's probably I don't even think I
No,
parted it.
you look
right?
like a musician to me.
Ah.
You look good, especially you just washed.
Oh, yeah.
You should keep that. By the way, I want to go back to music because you're a musician. Okay, you say you enjoy in music, right?
Oh, yeah.
You kind of like you have a piece in it. What's your job? Couldn't give, right? A
Yeah.
lot of people cannot enjoy it, because like I said,
It's the one thing that came from my childhood that I still have, that hasn't been taken from me, or that I can't lose.
Yeah.
I can't lose the ability to play music unless I'm crippled.
By
And
the
I'm
way-
not crippled, so I can.
Yeah, by the way,
Yes.
so you actually kind of like you chose to listen to music, spend time with that.
Well,
But then you know what? There are musicians out there, like rockers and all the
Yes.
famous ones.
oh yeah.
Who are successful in this world, who has everything.
Well,
with
some of
the
my
music.
my favorite rock musicians are born
seem
again
like
Christians.
they are really happy and content, fulfilled by their
Well-
music? No. Seem like they're destroyed. They're a whole lot worse than other people's
I think
lives.
they might be fulfilled by their music on one level, but just all the junk that comes with it.
One thing what I want to say is this, Kai. I'm not saying it's not bad for you to enjoy your gift, that is from God. But when you focus on it, like money is good, but when we focus on money,
Right.
that's what most people go with, or our lifestyle is so dry because we are so focused on work, money,
Right.
money, position, all that. Same thing with the, music.
Yeah.
this music, especially if this music, gives us, something good, that's good. But then,
Yes.
The music
Well-
in this word, God says in the Bible that it's not from God. All are from devil, evil. We
Right,
see the
right, right,
results
right.
out of these famous musicians, their lives. Is it-
Well,
don't you think?
I actually believe that on one level, God could appreciate the sound and the effort and things like the Beatles. They had some beautiful songs, but I know that it breaks his heart that they don't even consider where they got the talent and the ability to do that, and that George in his way tried to find another way to God through his Eastern mysticism or whatever, because it wasn't the Church of England.
Okay,
But-
I'm sorry, I don't mean to rush you, but my
Yes.
battery is going to die soon,
Okay.
so I'm gonna make it
But-
really quick.
But I don't think God is that offended by what the individuals do musically, except for things that glorify the world or challenge
Yeah.
or question him.
Randy,
But I know he regrets.
Randy, do you read the Bible?
Oh yes.
He says what he says a lot of things in the Bible to warn us. He gave us free will.
Yes,
And
but
then he wants us to make good choices.
But there are a lot of things in the Bible that
And he
are
said there are a lot
overlooked.
of things in this world are not good for us.
Yes.
Temptations are around.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the devil is working.
Oh, yeah.
And then he says about
He's working overtime.
so things are not from him, are from devils. Do you think the devil brings you something good? No, he comes
well-
for to destroy, to kill, right?
The
So we have to watch out the music and the other things
The-
in the word that
Yes.
harm us.
but the original Bible answer man, Walter Martin, he was before Hank Hanegraaff. He started the Christian Research
I'll get to that a
Institute.
little later. Hold on.
Oh
a
no,
second.
I was just going to say, he made a comment once that we can't give the devil credit for all the wrong that we do, because there's
No,
enough,
we can't. But
there's enough
we need to
residual
watch
evil
out what
within
he
humans.
is doing, and then
Oh, that's right.
so that we wouldn't be the victim. By the way.
But I don't
so-
think there's anything wrong with me singing a love song to a girl,
It's kind of like we can't.
because I'm expressing feelings to her, because that's different than singing a love song to God.
By the way, what I want to say is that okay, you believe in God, then you believe
Absolutely.
in heaven and hell.
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
I mean, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
It's all right. But God clearly says, and there's a way to heaven, and then only one way, not
That's
many
right.
ways. Jesus Christ, and
Right.
then He said we need to come to Him through Jesus. That's the only way from
He's
God.
the door. He's
and
the way,
because
the truth,
Jesus
and the
died
life.
for our sins,
Yes.
so all men are sinners. He says we are born with the sins, so we need to have a forgiveness of sins, so we
That's
can
right.
be righteous, so we can get to heaven.
I don't believe it's so
But-
we could be righteous, it's so that He will cover us with His righteousness, because
Okay.
we're never going to be
Randy,
righteous.
that's how people see. People
I know.
they want to believe what they want to believe, but we have to listen to the truth that God is speaking through Bible. He
Yes.
says that we all men are sinners, then we have to accept that because we don't know everything.
Right.
We still wonder where we are from.
And-
Monkeys are
no,
our
no.
ancestor now. God has
Oh, no.
answers. He says that He created all of us by His own image. Okay.
Right.
So He has answers. So we have to listen to Him. Okay.
That's right. He
So-
created us out of the dust of the ground, breathed in man's nostril,
Yeah.
man became a living. And I will never doubt, I don't care what science has
So
to
he
say.
says why we need Jesus because
It's only the accumulated human knowledge, and it
Yeah.
only goes back, recorded history only goes back to like
Randy, I'm
4500
sorry, but my
BC.
battery is station, so
Okay.
please let me finish this for you. This is good for you, okay?
I was just curious, are you with that ministry right there? Or?
I'm not with them. I'm
oh,
alone.
okay.
By the way, so what the thing is, God is saying we have to be righteous to come to Him in heaven. But we human effort cannot do that, which is religion
Well-
teaches, right?
well, it
but
seems-
through Jesus,
Yes.
we can be righteous. Here's how it works. because Jesus paid the price of our sins by his own death. You know that, right?
Right.
It's nothing to do with what you do or what I do. It's what he has done.
Right. So we're sinners.
So,
we need a redeemer.
Yeah, we need
He
to start from
redeemed us.
there.
Right.
There's nothing we can make it to heaven.
And he does make changes, but we're better off if we bring our baggage
So you chose
and
Jesus?
get there as soon as we can instead
You
of trying to be
Jesus?
righteous, huh?
You chose Jesus.
Oh yeah, a long
follow.
time ago.
It's your savior. Then you
Yes.
have to follow him, not just believe
Oh
him.
yeah, absolutely.
You believe in him. To do that, you have to come up with a confession, like
Oh
a
yes,
repentance.
absolutely.
So we have to acknowledge that we are sinners and ask God for forgiveness through Jesus. And when we follow him, we can be forgiven, and we have a chance to go to heaven and
Yes.
get back to God, right? Because there's no sin at all, no
Yes.
sins, no need to be judged, no need to go
Right.
to hell to be punished. Correct?
Right.
It's that simple. That's what Bible says about. Now we'll go back to the music thing,
Well,
because that's a part of your life, right?
Well, I was just going to say that us being flesh and having a sin nature, we're still going to stumble, even if.
Yeah, because we are in this evil world with the devil guy. This is why we need the guidance. We need God's word to follow, to keep following Jesus, focus on him, not focus on anything else in this
The
world.
only reason I think the devil's a guy is because he used to
By
be
the way-
an angel.
by the way-
Otherwise, I wouldn't think so.
So what I was saying is that following Jesus doesn't mean that you enjoy things from this world the devil is using to stumble us, right? Like it can be music, can be some other things in this world, okay? But the music, for example,
I believe music itself is neutral.
as you,
It
I don't have
depends
to.
on the subject matter of the lyrical content of the
We
music.
already have a good examples, okay? Those are very famous rich people who are succeed by their music, okay?
Yes.
But their life is so messed up, more than any of us, right? That tells us that their music is not saving them, okay? They're actually destroying
Right.
their lives. So because these music are not from God, they are not good
Right.
for us. And
But-
the devil works in it. And then these music, for example, rock music, since you're involving in it, rock music, there's so much immorality in it, I believe. And then there's lyrics, there are stories, look at that, very immoral and satanic even, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
There is
There's
music
no
along
respect in
those.
there?
There is music along those lines, but there is worldly music that is totally
Nothing godly in
unoffensive.
it. Nothing godly in it. What you want to enjoy in it. I know that
Well,
God gave you
I-
the gift, music.
Right, but
But you have to use it to glorify Him, to please Him, not please yourself. Not you don't do this for making money. What other people do, when you do that, when you use it for your own, then that's the way you destroy your life, and devil uses it, to against you. So what I'm saying is that when you want to follow Jesus Christ, since you lost everything from the world, and you gain everything when you have Jesus, and you are heading to heaven, right?
I'm not sure that all the legalism that comes through that Pharisee Paul has penetrated me the way the love of Jesus has.
Yeah, but we need
But
to know
I would not-
the knowledge of Him. We just cannot say, "Oh, God is love," so
yeah,
He
but
understands all that.
I cannot praise and worship 24
And then
hours
people,
a
a lot of
day.
people are gonna go to, hell because they don't have to, but because they
But
have a
you
lacking
see,
of the knowledge of Him.
If music that doesn't glorify God is offensive
This
to him,
music can.
well, baseball
this music can
doesn't.
mislead you.
Baseball doesn't glorify God, neither
Hold on a
does
second.
football
Let's
or
say,
hockey.
I don't know if you're a smoker or not. If you're a smoker, you have one cigarette, you might think, this little thing not gonna destroy me.
It's not gonna
But
destroy me.
that can destroy you slowly, big time. A lot of
Oh,
people
yeah,
get
over
addicted
time,
to it.
physically it
And I've
can.
heard many people cannot get out of it. They want to because they're addicted to it. That's the
Right.
thing. Temptation comes like that. It looks fun. It looks nice. It's like this very little thing, but this little thing can take you to a wrong direction. That's what God is telling us. Hey, watch out. Be careful. Focus on Jesus and follow Him. Follow Him. So if you
Right.
don't read the Bible, you don't know how to follow Him. So reading Bible is very important, and you have to have faith based on God's word, His promise, not your own, judgment, which is not always correct. And also this temptation, when you ignore this temptation that you have, which devil twisted around. He twists our gifts from God, and then he makes us to use it the wrong direction, and then destroy our lives. So what I'm saying is, that's a blessing that you have gift from God, music.
Right.
But ask God, how can I use this music for you and others instead of using it for your own? What happens is that when you do that, you let the devil use it, and you let devil let you to serve him in a ways. I'm saying because devil try to make us to waste our lives, many ways.
Well,
even with the gifts,
As a guitar player, I have not fully mastered.
I'm not saying.
I'm
not
just
saying you need to keep up on your music. I'm saying you might want to change the direction of your music. This music is not godly. This music. Look at the people out there. I already told you.
I'm not pursuing.
Rock and roll is not godly music. It's a very earthly music. And then who's in the earth? The devil. Devil use it against people. Okay. So this is my suggestion. Okay. Whatever that you have left in your life, time.
Well, of course.
Maybe you don't have money, but you have time, and you have music. And you have a desire for music, but then do not focus this music to yourself, your own needs or your interests. But you ask him, God, this is something that you gave me that I have left in my life. I want to use it for you. God, how can I use it? Please, Lord, bless my music. Let me know your will for me and help me to go that direction. Give it to him. When you follow Jesus means you give your life to him, not to, keep yours on. That's the way you let the devil, control over you and you serve him, So what the thing is, he has been doing that through your music. Now, so I would say, how you please God, how you serve him with the music is worship. Worship him with that.
Well,
the Christian music, you can even compose.
I do, but my main.
But then you cannot. Just bear with me. My battery. I don't want to sit down before I finish the story. The thing is, this music. Okay, if you don't, what happened is, because you cannot. Oh, now you remember. You cannot worship him, and you cannot worship devil together. You cannot enjoy things in this world that is evil by serving him. You can't do that. It's like you put one foot in the word, and you put the other foot in God. Okay, something like that. Well, you can do that. You have to go all the way.
That is a very simplified black and white.
Are you following me?
To look at it, yes. Oh yeah.
That's true. God said that there's only one way to heaven.
There's only
He didn't
one
say
way
many
to
other
heaven.
ways. That's what people say.
There is
who don't
only
know
one
the
way
answer.
to heaven, but not every aspect of my life is concerned with that.
You want to go to heaven?
I'm going to go to heaven, but the thing is that I want to be the best musician.
But that we don't know
I can
yet.
be.
We don't know yet. This is a life journey.
If I only pursue worship,
you don't want this
from
music.
a musical point of view,
you don't want your music.
I'm not going to be
take
a fully
it away
rounded,
from the way you're supposed to go.
I'm not going to be a fully rounded musician, and that's my concern.
Doesn't matter. I'm saying
you
play the music in front of him. It's nothing to do with it. You use it for public or not. I'm talking about in between you and God.
Right.
Your relationship with God.
Well, every time I take my guitar out of my case to play it,
God
first thing I play is "Here I Am" to
our
worship.
heart, and then He wants to see where's your faith. Are you really serving me? Are you really honoring me? Then show me that, and then we can show it through our lifestyle, and we still enjoy things in the life, in the Word. That is, from the devil, and how can you please him? And you can say, "Oh God, I know, I follow you," but then God may not recognize you. You don't want that. You want to be recognized by Him at the end. Then you have to make it as a real, with what you have, your time, your gifts, everything. You have to use it for Him according to His will, not according to your will. If you still make a decision by your own will, you're still the Lord in your life. God, Jesus is not your Lord. You're not following him if you do that. I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you what Bible says so we can make it to heaven one day successfully.
But you see, we are not all called to the ministry.
It's
Godly
not.
music.
This is godly music, rock and roll. You're talking about?
No, I'm saying if I have a choice between so-called evil music and righteous music, and I can only play righteous music and can't play both,
it's like you choose. I choose have a healthy lifestyle, so I'm not gonna eat all the junks. Okay? I choose to have a clean life, so I'm not gonna do any drugs. Very clear, right? Right? Black and white. What's wrong with that? You want to make it like a real.
Nothing is wrong with that.
See?
But life just doesn't work that way.
Cigarette is bad because it's gonna destroy my lungs.
Okay.
And then drinking alcohol is bad because it's gonna make me drunk and then make me to make a wrong choices.
Well, you know what? I don't sing about alcohol or
I'm
cigarettes
telling you
or drugs.
about the decisions here.
Right.
See, music here. I'm not saying, hey, Randy, you shouldn't play music at all. I'm saying you play music, but you know what the genre you are doing is not godly. It's a kind of push you away from God.
Do you remember when Neil Young?
There are a lot of better music
Yes.
there. You can do that one. That's what I'm saying.
It's not better music. It's just another form of music. The subject matter is obviously better, but musically it isn't better.
People who love this, some of the secular music, so rock and roll is one of the number ones, and then they are who are crazy about them. They are too busy listening to their music. It's like another addiction. So they have kind of like a hard time to come back to God, don't you think?
No.
Well, I mean,
Alice Cooper still tours doing rock and roll. He's a born again Christian.
Okay, that's another issue. Okay, I don't believe that. A lot of people.
You don't believe he's a born again Christian?
No, I don't. I'm not saying I can't judge him. I don't know him. Okay. So what I'm saying is what he does, his ministry, he's not really doing clearly. People like that.
He's
I know
not
some
doing
people.
it for a ministry. He's doing it to make a living.
Yeah, this thing is, it's like people.
His ministry
people,
is how he lives in front of the other people in the industry.
There's a thing. God, here's the thing.
Him, Tommy Aldridge, Rick Wakeman, Richie Furay.
They're not your best examples to follow. You have to follow Jesus.
They are my best examples.
The Bible is what you need to follow. The thing is, some people are just using God. Some people using the church.
They have struggled over the years with whether or not they should do worldly music. The Holy Spirit wants them where they are so they can live as an example before the other people in the industry.
You say you don't depend on the government. That's great.
Right.
We have to be a good example. We are the light and salt in this world, right?
That's right.
People should come to Him through us, right? Just because you don't have much money doesn't mean that you cannot do that job. You can do it. As a good example,
right?
When a lot of homeless people do the drugs, you don't do drugs because you serve the Lord. That's a good testimony, okay?
But you see,
that's the way you can be light and salt.
But you see, a lot of people out here would talk to me before they'll talk to somebody who's going to be pointing the finger at them, telling them, you have to be this way, you have to be that way, you can only do Jesus, you can't do this.
So you try to be nice to others, friendly, right?
I don't try to be, I just am who I am.
You were with a smile, all that.
Right.
Yeah, that's nice, but in a ways, you can still be stumble to others with the music that you play, because this music that you are still in with, it's not really with God. This is not about God.
I play both.
So people say,
play
oh
both
yeah,
together.
I go to church and I can still drink alcohol. I can still do the smoking. People can have idea like that. Like that person you're telling me who goes, who's Christian and you know what I'm saying?
Alice Cooper.
Yeah, they do
and
both.
Rick Wakeman and Tommy Aldridge.
So when they go to church, then they're gonna sing Christian songs.
Of course.
And then when they're out there, they're gonna, sing.
And when they're out there, they
music.
live a godly example in their personal life. They don't do drugs. They're not glorifying money.
Yeah. By the way.
And people will come to them and say,
"That's nice.
I want to know about Jesus because of the way you are."
But what I'm talking about, typically, several people, they are really blended in this world, okay?
Well,
with a Christian belief. That's what I'm saying. Don't be fooled on that.
I believe that the Pentecostal movement of the 20th century has probably actually done more damage to the church than rock and roll or drugs or anything else.
Okay, well, let's talk about us, okay?
Because that's why I dropped out of the Assemblies of God when I was 18.
Randy,
I knew that they were
Randy,
teaching the word
what
wrong.
I can tell you for today,
And they would tell me, you can't do rock
don't
and roll.
worry about
you
other
can't do
people.
that." That's
Don't worry
right.
about them.
That's right. I'm only worried about me.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I know that God loves you and you love Him.
Oh, absolutely.
But we need to serve Him according to His will, okay? The thing, not according to what we think.
As far as I know, I am serving Him according to His will. Because if I'm
If
not,
you are-
the Holy Spirit will bring conviction.
If you are doing anything to, for yourself, to please God, to please yourself, not to please Him, you
Part
you
of
are
the reason
still,
we're here is
you are
to-
still in the Word. You're still
Right.
not serving Him. You know what I'm saying? Why I'm saying this because one day we all gonna stand in front of Him. He's gonna judge, and you want to make sure. Oh yeah, Randy, you've been following me. Come to me. Come to heaven.
Well,
You want to hear that, but if
Well, of
you are
course.
enjoying the word here, which God cannot take it, God says that not all of
Okay.
you who calls me Lord, Lord, gonna make it to heaven. The ones who obey to my word will make it to heaven. What does it sound like to you? Okay, the music.
Right.
What I can tell you is that you give it
Well,
to
people
Him.
that are
You
playing
give it to
Major
Him.
League Baseball and
Yeah.
racing and,
Give it to
and,
Him.
and
God
auto
can
racing,
use
they're
you.
not glorifying God while they're doing
I
that.
told you,
It's
don't
what they
worry
do
about
for a
the
living.
people.
Right.
Let's talk about you, because God cares about you. God is interested in you.
Right.
So, but the thing is this: give it to Him.
He gave me the appreciation of all music.
Yeah, but you sing for Him.
Otherwise,
you
I
play for
would.
Him.
Right, I do. But
Then
otherwise,
you need to say goodbye to this secular
Oh, no.
music.
nope.
This is my challenge for you today. Okay?
It isn't going to happen.
Do you? Okay.
I already know it isn't going to happen. He hasn't called
What
me
I
to
know is that
abandon anything.
you cannot carry the baggages
What baggages?
from the world to enter heaven. You can. What you
I
can
won't be
enter with
carrying
is
any baggages
carrying
when I-
your cross. But when you follow this word, the entertainment in this word, the evil things in this word, that has nothing to do with God, that's baggages from the word. It's the sins. And you carry all these things, you cannot enter heaven that way. God says you carry a cross, which means you follow Jesus according to His word, which means, Christian's life, we don't do this and we don't do it. And that's the way you carry cross, not the baggages, okay? So those baggages you're carrying, to not let it block you the way to heaven. It
But
can happen, Are you following me?
Hey, well, see, it did happen. That's why I didn't go to church between the ages of 18 and 29.
Don't think about the past. Right now, at this moment.
But
I
see,
think God is speaking to you
If
right
I had
now.
come back and then 20
to
years later,
Give your life to
I'm
Him.
in a position to play guitar, I had given my life to Him.
Well, you just depend on Him. You just depend on church, and you're not really you're not depending your life on Him. If
course
you
I
do,
am.
you're not going to say, "Oh, this is my position, God, don't touch this area." You can't do that. And God is challenging you through me about your music that is not helping you to follow Jesus. Then you have to consider this at least, and you ask God for help. I'm not saying you cut it
Right.
off. I'm saying you
Right.
can ask Him for help. God, help me. Is this you're telling me? God, show me more, and then God, help me to make a decision on this.
Okay, so if I sing a love song to my girlfriend, are you telling me I'm offending God by doing that?
Love song?
Yeah.
Well, let's say it depends. Like
Right.
love song with a secular way. Okay. I can say, like, let's for
No,
example,
a love song where it's my heart trying to express my emotions
love
to
song
her.
is okay. Even there's a love song in the Bible, book of.
Okay, let me
what's
put
the
it
name?
this way. Draw me close to you.
Yeah.
Doesn't mention God, doesn't mention Jesus at all. That is a love song to God, but you can also sing that.
We know that's that's made for Him, and
Right.
we're singing to Him. That we know who's the object we are singing to. That's
Right.
very clear.
That's right. But you can also sing that to a woman who had never heard the song.
Yeah, you can do
and
that.
she would just think it was a love song.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay,
But then,
well that's what I'm talking about. I don't sing about sex and drugs and rock and roll. I don't do that.
But then there's the atmosphere here. All the loud synthesizer, music, sound, all everything. The
Right.
atmosphere in there. People, have you seen people, the fans of rock and roll fans in the concert? They lose their control. They just kind
they
of
don't.
faint all that.
went
They
there.
became very violent. The rockers and who was singing, all that. They take clothes up and then they are very violent.
Yeah,
And then
in the
they-
punk realm they are.
By the way, so I've been keep telling you
But
to make your music be blessing to others and to him and to yourself, but you keep kind of like want to insist to keep it, which means you want to enjoy the entertainment from this world that is against God.
it has. I don't
That
think it's
will
against God.
push you away from him. I'm telling you. Don't be afraid. Don't be
Oh,
afraid
no,
to try
no,
something new and make a change. Christian's life, we have to realize that we are ready for changes.
He will direct me when he wants me to make
Without
a change.
making decisions, we can't change.
He will direct me when he wants me to make a change.
Well, maybe this is time. Then maybe he's speaking through me. Because I'm telling you this
Usually he speaks through here
according
and
to
through
Bible.
here.
This is not my opinion. Okay? By the way, just I share this as a blessing, Randy.
Yes.
I'm not judging you.
No, I know that. I'm not sure that everything Paul and James has to say doesn't in a lot of ways conflict with everything that's in red in the Bible.
Okay.
Jesus is laying a different foundation than the direction Paul built it
What
to
is
go.
Jesus for you? Like, can you give up everything for him, or Jesus is something that
If he
there
calls
to
me
help you
if he
in
calls
your
me to
life?
do that, because then that's involvement in the ministry, then I could do that. But he hasn't called me to do that.
Well,
I've been involved with music ministries.
it'll be nice to have some
I've been
service like that to serve
I've been
him.
member of a lot of worship teams, and the churches that say,
Yeah.
well, you can only do worship and no
I-
other kind of music. I don't stay there very long.
Randy, here's the thing. God, that's not what God's interest though. God, God is more interested in our own salvation, our own relationship with Him,
Right.
the intimacy. He doesn't just want to use us
And
like
He does have
whatever
that with
He
me.
wants from us. That's what the devil does, And
He
he
does.
actually, kind
He
of
does have
abandon
that.
people who
That-
serve Him. By the way, at the end.
He does have that. That's why it's called a personal relationship. See,
Well, he
David,
reward for that later on.
Right.
But what I'm saying is,
but David committed adultery and then murder to cover the adultery. The only guy in the Bible called a man after God's own heart is David. So we're never going to be perfect. And I don't see how I sing a song like "Raindrops Are Falling on My Head" is offensive to God. It might not be praising Him, but
If
I
you
don't see how it's
enjoy
offensive. See, it's just because
secular music, then that is from the word.
I don't believe that.
Wow.
I believe that some people, because of the supposed, there was an Azusa blessing in 1912. I believe that that's brought a lot of corruption into the church. I believe that a lot of the junk I see on Christian television
Okay, Randy.
is completely
Randy,
wrong. Yeah,
It's about our eternal life, okay?
right. If I die right now, I'm
God
going
says
to
it-
heaven.
I hope so.
Oh, I know. I know
But-
I am.
But make sure that you are following
Because
right
He says,
way.
once you belong to me, nothing can take you from my hand. But He
Right.
doesn't say you're going to be
But
perfect.
you cannot focus on certain verses in the Bible. That's the way people
that-
can go wrong.
That's exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
that,
then
that's exactly what you're doing.
that's
now.
God's grace.
I mean,
and
you're not giving me chapter and verse particularly, but you're only coming
Yeah.
on one
Remember what I
aspect
said?
of the overall.
remember what I said earlier about the salvation? And
Right.
not all of us, not everyone who calls Him Lord, Lord can make it, but
Right.
the ones who obeys to His word will make it. That means people who follow what God says to do, they are the one who's following. They can make it. if they still want to do what they want
if somebody wants to
against
make
God, they're not actually following Him.
But somebody can make a valid argument that the only word that they can guarantee was spoken by God is the first 5 books of the Bible and everything in red that Jesus is quoted. Anything else that comes from everyone else